Hey guys, and welcome back to Grounds Family Farm. I am not very happy right now. The whole doctor situation, the deal with my brain not being fixed after brain surgery, my neck being unstable, and I've had some more issues with another doctor. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a little bit, but first, I'm out here this morning. It is about 11 o'clock. I've been busy all morning in the kitchen, canning and that kind of thing, but came out to check on these guys, and I figured I'd bring you along, kind of update you on some of the things that we've changed and how the animals are doing, and kind of see what we've been doing with them here lately. Hey guys. Hi. What's up? I guess I need to go dump y'all's feeder out so I can feed y'all and get some water going. Hi babies. What's up? These, the little goats, they like to run around. They like to knock things over, so. Oh yeah, you're all seeing me now. Hey Hulky. Let me go turn the fence off and I will feed them. Okay, so I kind of deviated from what I said I was going to do. These guys were acting so crazy. I just went ahead and fed, and then figured I'd bring you over here and show you how everybody's doing, because they get a little wild at feeding time, and me trying to carry buckets and hold the phone, it's a little bit tough. So anyway, Mr. Hulk, update on him. He is staying right where he is supposed to be. He has not left this pen. He has unlimited feed. Nasty little mud hole. He's got water over there and his hut, and he is living the dream. Hey, kitty cats. Cats like to fight sometimes. Hey, puppy. Hey. Let's go in here and see everybody. Their feed's a little powdery, so if they got it all over their face, then that's what it is. Hey, puppy girl. She is the loudest little thing. Girlfriend, I think you might be pregnant. Either that or you're just really, really fat. Yeah. Hi, Blizzy. Hey, baby boy. Oh, you're wet from drinking. He's such a little lovey thing. No, you're not gonna jump on me. You're not gonna jump on me. He's been starting to try to jump again on me. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. Hey, down. I think he misses getting to play with Rascal, which hopefully we can kind of get Rascal moved back over here soon. So the only reason that we haven't put Rascal back in this pen to play with his buddy Blizzard is that one of Rascal's babies, little female over there, is still here. We need to actually try to sell her so that we can get him back in this pen. And this guy won't be bugging everybody else because he likes to chase them. And Johnny and the goats don't really know what to think about it. Hi, Sheepy. Hey, sweet girl. And there's Nutmeg. I just can't believe how tiny she is. Teeny tiny. And there's Miss Cicely. She got kind of thin for a little bit, and now she's putting on a little more weight, so I'm wondering if maybe she has been bred. I guess we'll see in time. Just see how things go. And there's Miss Sunshine. Oldest goat we got in the pen. She's not the friendliest, but she's not mean. And so on the sheep, all we have left over here of the baby dolls is Brownie and then this little girl. We have been able to sell a lot of the babies this year, so really, really thankful for that. And we are getting rid of most of the baby dolls. Brownie will actually be leaving the farm also. We did make that decision because we don't want to have to shear a lot of sheep. Just kind of something that we decided this year because I'm not able to help Kevin as much, and it is a pain and it is a long job. So the only baby dolls we plan to keep are Sheepy and Rascal. Sheepy because that's Abby's baby that she raised from a bottle baby, and Rascal because he's a sweetheart, and we actually got him from Walker Farm Fam, and he is just an absolute doll. He and Sheepy can be in here together, be happy, because they are best friends, and it's going to be fine. So if Sheepy has more babies, then we'll sell those when they're old enough to be weaned and just that kind of thing, but we don't want to keep a lot of baby dolls. Now over here, All we have in here are donkeys, emus, and horses. And we're working on, even though it's sad, Mr. Spock is going to have to go to a new home because his mama's here and Daisy's staying. So he'll eventually have to leave the farm. They are enjoying that. They get some rice bran every now and then. It helps with their weight because sometimes they get a little thin when it's hot and that kind of thing. So, but there's Mr. Comet. Hey, baby. What is all over your head? I don't know. He looks yucky. And there's Spock and Precious and Short Stack. And we've got Miss Pancakes and her baby Maple. Hi, Daisy girl. We're just not going to be real friendly this... Oh, you're eating. That's why. We've got Miss Spice and Waffles and Penelope. And Penelope is definitely... She's gotten rounder, but I don't know if she's pregnant or if she's not. I'm not real great with that kind of thing with horses. Still have the emus over there. We are hoping that these guys lay this year. That would be fabulous if we finally got some emu eggs, because they should have been close last year, but we did not get any eggs, and so that means this year should be their year. We hope. And if we can incubate some emu eggs and sell some babies, that would be fantastic. Would absolutely love that. Hey Johnny, what's up? What's up, buddy? He is such a beautiful buck. And sweet, sweet, sweet. But look at all those moon spots. Blizzard, really? I don't need your help running the camera. He's like a big old pet. That stinks really bad. Yeah, you stinky. You stinky. Hey, really? Attention hog? Really? Yeah, all the goats are doing good, and wow, he just put that hay bale out like a few days ago, and they've already almost demolished it, so definitely gonna have to get another one out. Let me walk you over here to the cows and let you see how little Miss Thing is doing, and how she is adjusting to life outside the pen. Hey guys! There's Mr. Joe. And there she is. Look at her. She is hanging out with the others. They've all, I guess, figured out what's up, so they're all getting along pretty good. Hey, they're Lucky. Hi, baby. Hi, baby. Oh, Lucky and Colton kind of seeing each other. Hey, Bob. Hey. Hey, Clover. She's over there eating. I fed them, but I didn't really want to have to go in the pen with them right now because they did finish and they get a little pushy. Little too pushy. Hey, sweet thing. Are you being a sweet thing now? She seems a lot happier. Hi, Tubby. Tubby. Hey, sweet boy. You can always find him over by the hay or eating somewhere because he loves his food. Don't you, brother? Don't ya? You love it. And they have knocked those bee boxes over so badly. We're gonna have to straighten all that up. And then right here, got a few of our porch goats. Hey, Mr. Colton. So Colton is Cicely's baby. She was pregnant whenever she came to us. She had triplets, and Colton was the only one that actually survived. He's a real sweetheart, though, and this is Abby's baby. He is silly, too, because the other night he actually got scared. Well, they all got scared, ran up on the porch, and sat there, and they were knocking all over everything, I guess, trying to get attention. I don't know what scared them, but they came running. And over there we got Mr. George. You know, George was at the fair, but he's running loose right now because he won't stay in a fence, just like this guy. And Mr. Boot is over here. Boot! Boot! There's Mr. Boot. So Boot was one of Puppy's babies, but he also likes to run around and not stay in a pen. One thing that we just did was we took the black and white female goats that got in and out of everything, that were all over the place, tearing stuff up on the farm, wouldn't stay in any kind of pen. We took them to the auction this weekend. I actually did decent. I didn't figure they'd go for a whole lot because we don't know exactly like what the breed was or anything like that, but they went well, and so that was good. And we also took the little ram lamb that we had. We sold him as well. The girls had nicknamed him Gordon Rammy. So that was kind of funny. And then also Boot's twin brother, Bradford, we took him because the girls didn't plan on him staying here. Boot may actually stay, and we may actually weather him because we don't really need another male to be able to breed our females because his mother's here, his grandmother's here, and we've got Johnny. So he may just stay as a weather and just hang out with us for the long term, which is good because we love him. And he's a pretty good goat. Colton, he is still intact and probably going to stay intact because he is a registrable Nigerian dwarf. Haven't finished that paperwork or anything, but we also plan on him staying here. His mom and his sister are here on the farm, so not sure what the pen situation will look like long term for him, but his dad is not here on the farm. So there are some genetics that we don't have. So it might work to be able to, once we can kind of separate some of them and that kind of thing. Don't really know yet. That's still a long ways out because we still have to get pens finished for him. And we've been working on that, but also Kevin had to go yesterday, and you remember last year, he had issues with tennis elbow and had to get an injection. Well, it flared back up and he had to have another injection. So he's kind of down for a few days, can't really lift or pull on anything heavy. Not going to let him either because he doesn't need to, mess anything up, because if you lift and pull and all that too early after getting one of those injections, then it can cause some issues with the tendons and ligaments and stuff. So, but that works out too because we have soccer games all this week. We had one last night. Abby won her game. Yay! Their team played fantastic. It was a clean sweep, 10-0. We have 2 soccer games tonight. Abby plays and then Izzy plays. And then Thursday, Izzy plays again. So we are in full swing with soccer and love it. But also it doesn't leave a whole lot of time for anything else except on, 1 or 2 days a week. So we're just trying to make the best of those days that we do have. Let me take you over here to the little piglet pen now. Let you see how the babies are doing because they're growing and they are really, really cute. So you remember these 2 sweet little piglets that we got from Keeping It Dutch? Well, they'll actually come over here close. There. If I stay back, they'll come a little closer. But remember those sweet little piglets? Well, there they are. They're definitely growing. Definitely still a little skittish, but they're all right. When they hear a food bucket rattle, they come running. They are loving this feed, and sometimes we do soak it because some of the bigger pellets they don't like to just eat outright, but if we soak it a little bit, they'll eat it all just fine. So I'll probably do that here in a minute. But they are so adorable, and I'm so thankful that we have them because they are sweet little babies. Oh, we've got spectators. Hi, babies. Bet if I bring this bucket over here, they'll stay for me. Hi, girls. The heifers love to come over to the fence whenever we're feeding because they think they might get a little something extra. Somebody want to take some from my hand? There we go. Y'all are pushy. Here. Gave them a leftover feed because they were fighting pretty good over that little bit that I had left. Hi, sweetie. You are so pretty. They are all so gorgeous. You can see me? Yeah, flies are bothering y'all too. We've had so many flies and mosquitoes out here lately. On us, on the animals, we've been having to spray with fly spray a lot more than usual. Hi, baby. You're precious. You're precious. You're probably the sweetest one. Aren't you? Are you the sweetest one? Yes, you are. Yeah. It's not every day I get a visit from these guys, but they do come over frequently. Just they don't always come and, hang out right at the fence for me to come see. Hi, babies. A lot of times they'll come close and they'll just sit there and lurk while you're feeding. Like I said, they think they're going to get something if they stand there long enough. Hi, pretty. She's still very skittish. But these black ones are not. Y'all are gorgeous. I love watching y'all. Love it. Had to definitely dump that away from the fence so they didn't try to push through the fence or anything. Yeah. I love this one over here, her dark face. Isn't that pretty? And over there too. All of their colors are so gorgeous. I think I'm going to go over here and finish up watering and then maybe go over there to the porch and sit down and tell you what's been going on and why I'm so mad about the whole doctor situation and feel like I can't catch a break. All right, well, I kind of got chores finished up. Got a little bit warm, so I came to sit in the shade because I don't do very well with the heat. Even though it's not real hot out today, just working gets you a little hot, so time for me to cool off. I got a bottle of water. Figured I would talk to you guys about what's been going on with me. Most of you know about everything that's happened over the last year with my brain surgery and all that. For those of you who don't, I'd been dealing with a lot of pain, severe migraines, debilitating numbness. I was dropping things with my right hand, dizziness, all kinds of things like that. I went to a neurosurgeon last year, finally, after it was like 9 years of fighting, trying to figure out what was going on with me. He diagnosed me with something called a Chiari malformation, which means that the base of my cerebellum in my brain was sticking down through the hole in my skull, pressing on my spinal cord, which is not good. But he said he could go in there and do a decompression surgery. He could shave off the cerebellar tonsils, which he said it won't have any effect on any of my daily life doing that. Put a patch in there to kind of hold everything. And he said he was going to open up the meninges while he was in there. I had meningitis about 10 years ago now. And he wanted to make sure there wasn't any scar tissue or anything like that on there. So he went in there, he did all that, and immediately I got used to my hand back. I could feel my hand. It was great. So I had the surgery in May, and for about 6 months it was great. Then all the symptoms started coming back, and they've come back with a vengeance and worse than they were before. So I went back to the neurosurgeon. He said, it's not related to anything we did. It's not related to your Chiari. You just need to see a neurologist for symptom management. I was like, I don't really like that answer. So went to see somebody who was referred to me by someone else who has Chiari, said he knows Chiari really well. Okay, cool, really great. So this neurosurgeon, he's not actually a Chiari specialist, but he seemed very helpful at first. He was running tests. He was giving me some answers. He said I probably have some craniocervical instability, which is like right at the base of my skull where my spine meets it, which a lot of times that can be caused after Chiari surgery because the way they have to remove bone and all that, naturally things can get unstable if they don't do something to support it. He referred me to physical therapy, which I did. And I also work in a physical therapy clinic as a physical therapist assistant. So it was kind of funny having to do therapy at my workplace, but it's fine. They were really great. And I did all that. I went back to see him. I also got a epidural steroid injection in my neck. There was one level that had some narrowing, and we were like, well, maybe if this helps, then we might know some of it's coming from the neck. It actually flared me up for about a month, and I did not know at the time because I'm still learning. I mean, this has been a year. It's been over a year since I've had the surgery. I'm still learning more things about Chiari because it's not something I ever knew that I had or was ever on my radar. But apparently that's a hallmark of Chiari, that like steroid injections can flare you up and make your symptoms 10 times worse. Actually, one of our lovely subscribers kind of told me about that and has really educated me on a lot of things. So that's been very helpful. I actually had, I guess a few of you guys have reached out and given me more information on things that I did not know. And I'm really, really thankful for that, honestly, because this is just, it's hard. It's a learning process, and there's not a lot of people who know a lot about it. But back to the doctor. So I went back last month, and this was a follow-up after trying the physical therapy, trying the steroid injections. And he was like, he told me before, he's like, I'm not going to rule out doing a neck fusion, but it's not something I really want to do. I'm like, well, it's not really what I want to do either. So let's just talk, let's try all this conservative management and we'll figure it out. Well, I went back, and he came in and he was like, well, did you do the therapy? Yes, I did the therapy. Well, how'd the injection go? Did it help? No, it did not help. It made me worse. He's like, okay. And I was like, well, I said, therapy is hard. Therapy hurts. I mean, I have a headache every night afterwards. We know to kind of keep it low key, not do a lot of anything whenever I get home on the days I have therapy because I don't feel very well. And I said, the PT and I, assume that is probably from the instability because, I mean, trying to work everything but not, irritate that is a really, really fine line. It really is. And I mean, we keep it really light, but it was still hurting. And I said, but what do you think about the instability? And he said, oh, I don't think you have that. You just don't have that. And I was like, okay, because you told me I did. And he was like, no, you don't have that. But would not elaborate, would not go into anything. And then he was like, well, are you still seeing the doctor he referred me to for the injection? And I was like, no, I'm not, because I went to, it was a pain management doctor just for an injection. I went for a follow-up with him. The nurse practitioner, she wasn't great, didn't have a clue, and had no answers. And I was like, I'm not going back to that office. I don't have any desire to go back to that office. And he was like, well, I can refer you to another pain management, and I really want you to see a neurologist because they can do more testing. And he's like, because there's really not anything else. He said, I'm not going to try to operate. He said, and if anybody tries to operate on you, they really shouldn't, just because, it can cause more problems than it's worth. And I was like, okay, but what do we do? And he's like, well, I'll refer you to another pain management doctor. I said, why? And he said, well, you have pain. I said, but what about the Chiari? And he just didn't have any answers. I waited over 2 months for this appointment to go back and see him, to get zero help, zero answers, and for him to dismiss me and tell me, no, it's fine. He looked at my nerve conduction study that I'd had done, and all it had said was like mild carpal tunnel. I know I told you guys about how the pain management nurse practitioner was just like, oh, you've got mild carpal tunnel, let's do some braces. And I was like, that's not my problem. I'm not having problems because of mild carpal tunnel. And if it was, then I would be having problems with both hands. And it's not just I have problems with my hands, I am having a problem with my entire arm. So he mentioned that, and he was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that doesn't really show anything. I was like, no, it doesn't. Hi, Richard. These cats love to come see me. So I left that appointment very upset, very disappointed. And the next day I got a call from his office, and they were like, oh, we ran an estimate on those carpal tunnel braces that he talked to you about. And I said, first off, he didn't talk to me about that. I said, secondly, no, absolutely not. I mean, they're very expensive, and if I really wanted something for that to try, I would probably just order it on Amazon, to be honest, because the markup on those is ridiculous. Don't get me started on that. But I was just disgusted, completely and utterly disgusted that yet again I was just dismissed And I know I need to see a Chiari specialist. But I was hoping that, this guy, since he had really great, feedback about him from other people and all that, I was hoping that this was going to work out. Obviously not. So I told y'all I was looking at potentially some out-of-state doctors, neurosurgeons who are actually Chiari specialists. Well, I went to my PCP and talked to him, and he's fully on board with getting me a referral to wherever I want to go. Did finally settle on one. I'm waiting to hear back. I'm really, really hoping and praying that they call me back, they accept me as a patient, and can get an appointment set. It would be fabulous if we got in before the end of the year, because deductible and out of pocket is already met. And y'all know medical bills are not cheap. But it would be fantastic if it was this year. Thankfully, our deductible and our out of pocket are honestly fairly low. So even if it is next year, it will be okay. But I would love to get in sooner than later. We'll see. But I know they sent the referral on Friday. I called Friday immediately. Well, like within an hour of me calling, the doctor's office called me back to verify all the information. They said they were calling the hospital and doctor and going to go ahead and send a referral. And she's like, hopefully you'll hear something next week. She's like, I don't know how the process is. And I was like, that's fine. I understand. And she's like, I don't know how long it'll be till you get in. I said, me either, but it's a step in the right direction. So I am really, really hoping that this works out. The one that I chose, she's on the East Coast, but she comes with rave reviews, and a lot of people who've had issues with other doctors, specialists, whatever, have gone to see her. And supposedly she does really great things. I really don't know what to think right now or what to feel. Just I am hopeful, which is something I've not been feeling for a little bit, just because this is such a long, hard road. So I'm sure those of you with chronic illnesses know how hard it is to go through your day to day and hurt and feel awful all day, but still put on a smile. That's where I'm at. So I work 3 days outside the home in an outpatient physical therapy clinic. So my job is not terribly, terribly strenuous, but the thing I struggle with the most is actually just being upright sometimes. And then if I bend over or turn fast or anything, I get really dizzy. And I have a lot of pain. Like yesterday we had a meeting during lunch. I usually go to my car, sit in my car with against the headrest and just rest, because that gives my neck some support. It gets me through the next 4 hours after that. I couldn't do that yesterday. I did lean up against a wall during the meeting, but still it's not the same. So I don't know. It's getting harder. It is getting harder. And that's why I'm hoping that this appointment isn't forever in the future, just so that maybe we can get things figured out, maybe fix things or figure out what we need to do, because it's, like I said, it's getting really hard. Work is getting hard, and work shouldn't be that hard, because I've always been a very strong person, I've done whatever anybody's asked of me. I can do any kind of manual therapy techniques, stretching shoulders, stretching knees, that kind of thing. I've had to back off, and I hate having to do that to my colleagues, because they don't complain and they know what I'm going through. So they're very understanding, but at the same time, it's tough. And then at the house, I don't feel like I can do as much as I should, just because of all of the issues that I'm having. Right arm's numb most of the time. I drop things most of the time now. And like today, I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night because we were up late at the soccer games. I worked all day, so I didn't have supper ready. Had to do that when I got home. And then just everything else I have to do before bedtime, and then wake up early because I had a bunch of stuff to do. So I have a headache and I don't feel the best today. And we have more games tonight and a few other things to finish. So I don't know. I'm kind of at a loss. Keep us in your prayers, please. Please pray that get accepted by this neurosurgeon, and maybe they can give me some answers, because I definitely need some relief. Because it's hard, y'all. It's really hard. Tried to stay strong through this. I try not to complain about pain too much, just because, I mean, there's a lot of people who have a lot worse of a time than I do. And thankfully, my doctor has given me some meds that will help kind of, cope, at least for, getting me through the day and that kind of thing. But I don't know what to do long term. But hopefully we can get it figured out. If this doesn't work out, then I'm just going to run down a list of names and we'll see what we can figure out. Thankfully, got a wonderful family supporting me, and that's great because Kevin has done a lot of behind the scenes work on helping with these doctors. He's like, give me a name, give me a hospital. I will run them through insurance and see. Thankfully, our insurance is accepted in a lot of hospitals and by a lot of doctors nationwide. And so it's in network and the costs are a lot lower. Thank goodness. And I'm so, so thankful for that. And thankfully, the girls are super big help at everything going on around here so that it takes a little bit of the burden off. And we're making it. I mean, that's just all I can say at this point. But I wanted to give you an update on that because it's been on my heart and I've been really, really upset and frustrated. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking how things were going. I wanted to give you that update. But I've been really upset and I actually was a little angry for a while just about how things went down. And then just the fact that, I mean, I've been brushed off and everything so much because, I mean, I know my neck's unstable. If I can lean back and get relief versus when my head's up, I feel like I'm a bobblehead. I know that's what's going on there. I don't know what else is going on with the Chiari. But I know there's other imaging. I know there's other tests. And hopefully seeing this new doctor is going to change a lot of things. So when I know something or hear something, I will let y'all know. Like I said, hopefully it's not too far in the future, but if it is, it'll be okay. We're just going to keep praying about it and hope that we know things will all work out the way they're supposed to. That's just, it's not our timing, it's God's timing. Thanks guys for coming along with me today on this video, getting to see the animals and then listen to me rant, I guess, and ramble a little bit about what's going on with these doctors. And it's frustrating, but like I said, we're hoping and praying that things will eventually work out and maybe I can finally truly get some help and some answers. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time at Grounds Family Farm. Bye guys.